What is up, guys? Logan here again with another video. Today I want to talk about how to trade with a small account, and this is if you have about $1,000 to play with and you want to build that account over time and compound it with options trading. There's a couple strategies that I like, so I want to share those three with you. Also, don't forget to check the links down low in the description, as there's tons of awesome things you could do down there with those links, like Discords and everything. You guys already know the deal, but I appreciate all the support over the last couple of days. We've had just an incredible amount of support on this channel, and just numbers and views and comments and all this stuff, like at an alarming size. Like, I never thought it'd get this crazy, so I really appreciate you guys for taking your time out to do that and watch these videos. So let's hop right into this one. So my first kind of idea for the best way to trade options with a small account. Now, this is what my sister does, so if you are ever somebody who thinks like, man, I tried to trade options but I got a full-time job, or I want to trade options but I'm starting so small and I'm discouraged. So this is what my sister does. She works full-time currently. Now, she trades spreads every week. This is my spread in real time right now. This is just one that I have going for this week that I'm up 40% on. She trades spreads every week. She just picks one of Ma's spreads for the week and then hops into it. She puts up about 1,000, makes roughly 50 bucks a week. Some weeks, of course, it's like 40 or 45. And other weeks she doesn't go in with the full amount of collateral, like if she expects the VIX to make any sort of movement throughout the week. So that's one thing that she does, is she works full time and just has it to where she's putting up $1,000 to make about 50 on credit spreads every week. I think doing spreads is really good when it comes to having a smaller account, because you can afford to do spreads and the probabilities are so in your favor, like 88% chance, 92, 95%, whatever it is, right, of your play winning. It's a lot easier than just buying an option, like an out of the money option, and just hoping that it goes up quicker than your theta decays the contract. So that's what I really like about spreads. So every week she just puts up the same 1,000. She takes that 50 bucks she makes every week and she either buys a share with it, a couple shares of something, or she just keeps it in collateral to potentially use down the road. Because if she's able to build this account to 1,500 or even like 1,200, right, and then just find smaller spreads with the same sell strike, she can continue to compound this account. But as of now, and for the past 2 months, she's made roughly 400 in 2 months, which is just 50 bucks a week. And she's rolled all of those profits into shares, mainly into realty income for the monthly dividend, so that she has more dividend income coming in, and just still puts up that same 1,000 that she's been putting up every week. So that's one of my favorite strategies. That's someone that she's really into right now as well. So just keep that in mind. So that's kind of been her strategy, but that's definitely my favorite strategy if you have a small account. That's how I help a lot of my friends out, just because the probabilities are so high. Now, there are two big downfalls to this strategy, and I think number one is you have to put up your entire collateral or your entire account, basically, like all 1,000 into a play. Now, if we were to have like a black swan event, or the market was just to collapse, right, like, and we're hitting circuit breakers because of some crazy event, then yes, you would lose your collateral and you could lose your entire position. But with how the probabilities are, and if you just monitor the VIX well enough and know your risk management and risk tolerance, this is, over the long term, a phenomenal strategy for building an account day by day. And the other downfall with it is, of course, your gains are maxed, right? No matter what happens with the stock that you're trading, you are basically only gonna make the credit that you're awarded by the time you enter, right? So if you enter and you're gonna make 50 bucks, when you enter on a Monday or Tuesday or whatever, that's all you can make, no matter how much SPY moves up or down, as long as you're above your sell strike. So that's the other downfall, is your gains are capped, which is why the probabilities are so high, right? The probabilities are in your favor, and that's why it's such a good way over the long term for you to win options trading using this strategy. Now, another strategy that's good if you have about $1,000 is just buying calls and puts naturally. So let's go to one of my favorite stocks to trade options on. This is Beyond Meat. And the reason I like Beyond Meat so much is the amount of price action that it gets. Now, I like to play calls on it most of the time because it gets a lot of strength in the morning. Most of the time. Today it fell throughout the days. We had a little bit of pullback in a couple of the funds. But if we look at the past week, down 10%. There's a lot of tax harvesting going on with this stock, and down 21% in the last 3 months. But if we look at it over time, I mean, 66% in a year is phenomenal. But if we look right here, it got up to 194, which I think is a super realistic value on this company, because right now at 126, they're valued at 7.91 billion. I think Beyond should be worth a lot more, but look at this price movement just overnight, over time, even a gap up on the 28th to the 29th of pretty much $10 overnight. So I like how Beyond moves. It's been a little crazy as of recent, but this is a stock that I like to trade. So let's go look at these options contracts. Let's look at January 8th right now. If you were to buy out of the money, like a 132 call, right now that's valued at 198, which is, it's just tough, right? I mean, you could put 200 up, you could buy 5 out of the money contracts with your $1,000, but the theta chunking you away at 18 a day and your delta of only 30, I mean, if you got a dollar movement out of this, even overnight, just to break even from where you are right now, you would basically need a whole dollar movement to have any sort of leverage over your position compared to what theta would just chunk you away. We have a chance of profit of only 22% because you're out of the money and this is a week out. That's why I'm a big fan of, let's say you do have a $1,000 account, buy at the money, buy a 125, 126 call, one of these, right? To where you look at this, your delta's 51, your chance of profit's 33%, which is already exponentially better. That's a 50% gain from 22 to 33. So your theta is 21 here, which is a little bit more than the 18, but with a delta that's almost twice as good. I mean, I would definitely take that any day over the other position. Now, if you had a $2 movement out of this, that's $100. So this contract would then go from 430 to 530. That's a phenomenal return just off a $2 movement. Has Beyond moved over $2 today? Yes. Beyond has gone from opening at 128 basically all the way up to almost 130. So that's just the call option. You could have even scooped the call back at 130 and after a couple hours be up $2, which is 100 in options on that play if you want to do naked calls and puts, right? So that's one thing about having a smaller account, is if you do play these, be careful with the stop losses, because if you did buy a call up here at 129, you're like, man, I missed out yesterday, I knew yesterday was the dip, and then it did fall, you better hope you stopped yourself out in this area before dropping about $3 more a share, which would then hurt you even more on your position. You're gonna need a lot more patience too if you do become a trader with a smaller account, because with a smaller account, you don't always have more money to just come across, right? Like if you do take a couple hits, but you can still bounce back with $1,000. So that's the one thing that I really do like when you are trading with a small account, is just be patient with your plays. Find plays for $300, $400, something like that, to where if you are stopped out of 20% of 400, which is $80, you still have $920 to work with. You can get back to 1,000. It's just when you take those hits from 1,000 down to 400 where it starts to become harder, because not only do you have to double your money just to get back to 800, you're still under your $1,000 where you started. So that's the mindset you have to have, is just that patience, right? Patience is what wins the game in the market. You can't make all this money every single day, all the time, because you will inevitably have stop losses, trades won't go your way, and you just have to roll with those punches. So what you want to do is set yourself up with the best probability of getting ahead, and then once you're ahead and you have an account of maybe 3K off your 1K, then you can use that 3,000, get a little riskier, larger play sizes, which means the potential for larger returns. So that's going to be it for me in this video. I really hope this video helped you guys out and it helps your trading out in the future. But that's going to be it for me. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe on this video. The support has been crazy over the last couple of days on YouTube. So I just really thank you guys a lot. It just means a ton to me. So it's a little holiday week again, so low volume, sideways movement, great week for spreads, I think. And that's all I'm really playing this week. But I'm super excited for the future. 2021 is going to be incredible. So I will see you guys in the next video.